let's do this. Our first official caper with Overmistress, the Art of the Steel. Have you ever been to the Museum of Heroic Endeavors? I visited a few times as a child, part of my homeschooled upbringing. A cult leader learning about Cape history? Know thy enemy and so forth. That's where you're going for this next caper. A priceless ceremonial mask, the face of the Wolf Mother, will be on display for a week. That gives us a limited window. Okay, is it small, large, heavy, light, cursed, haunted? Got any pictures of it? Afraid not. It's been buried in government warehouse for years, since it was taken from Strukov during the Cold War. The mask belonged to a Soviet agent, a superpowered conscript really, and was lost during some random proxy war. And now it's being paraded around as part of an exhibition of trophies from that era of dirty off-book proxy wars. 3 cheers for the CIA, I guess? I want that mask, Miss Larceny. I intend to return it to its rightful heirs in exchange for political consideration, of course. Definitely a plan I'd expect from my Overmistress. Indeed, my goal may be noble, but I am still a villain. In my own interests, I have my own interests to balance alongside my ideals. Go to the museum and retrieve the mask before it is auctioned off to some over-moneyed fool who will hang it over the fireplace. Okay, I'm off to steal back a mask. Best of luck to you, Miss Larceny. Please call me Penny. Oh, here we are. I remember this place. The Museum of Heroic Endeavors. Basically a propaganda tool for the Cape and Cowl set, sponsored by the Continuum Corporation to push a pro-hero agenda. Other kids took school field trips here to learn all about the noble, mighty, and righteous ones who came before. Me and my mom took me on field trips to seedy gambling halls to learn how ignoble, weak, and unrighteous people could be. And yet she always had a good cheer about her. She wasn't very cynical. She just felt above it all, aloof. It helped me feel special. But no time for memory lane side trips. I've got an old mask to swipe. Ooh, it's Solid Snake again. The Art of the Steel, casing the joint. It's nice to be able to case a joint without doing some really elaborate undercover work. I can just dress down and play tourist for the day. It's pretty dang crowded though. Seems the Faces of Wartime Supervillains exhibit is only open for a week. Gotta love how anyone who dares to step against an empire is branded a supervillain. Kinda doubting her people saw her that way. I'd love to explore a bit, see if I can find some relics of heroes and villains I remember from the Golden Age. But better to stay focused. According to the pamphlet, the mask is a centerpiece of the exhibit, and... oh, shirt. Oh, is it another superhero? Is it gonna be... oh, I hope it's Muscle Memory, my personal favorite. I dug behind a display case of shields and helmets, out of sight for what good'll that'll do against him. It's got a Muscle Memory. Yeah! I love you, Muscle Memory. The ultimate Chad. Did he say... what was that? Did they say the ultimate muscle? Yeah, the ultimate Chad. I like Chads. I have a soft spot for Chads, I'm sorry. The exhibit's being guarded by a cape, and not just any cape, but the ultra-popular, ultra-powerful, psychic alpha male himself, Muscle Memory. Fortunately, he doesn't spot me, giving me a moment to clear my thoughts. To study other parts of the exhibit, keep them firmly in my mind. Sure, other parts of him are pretty firm too. While I listen in, as he chats up a cute tourist. Yeah, they got me working like a rent-a-cop, but hey, duty's like lighter than a mountain and heavier than a feather or something. Brah. My apologies. My deep apologies for anyone who's offended by my horrible accents. It's an honor, seriously. Totally an honor and stuff to protect these priceless artifacts leading up to the big auction. Hey, you doing anything tonight? Cause like, if you want to climb Muscle Mountain, why couldn't Muscle Memory be romanceable? Oh, I'd romance the snot out of him. I'm like, pick me, Muscle Mountain? Want to join us on an orgy? I can be your guide, just saying. Well, Fork, that's a complication. Even if I couldn't romance the other characters, it'd be nice if I could at least flirt with them. That would be awesome. My comms click in my ear as my Overmistress responds. Doesn't seem complicated to me. Given his complete mangling of the language, it'd be easy to outwit this hero. That's not just any hero. He's one of the top capes in the nation. thanks to his overwhelming psychic power. If I get anywhere near that mask, he'll read my intent to steal the thing and stop me cold. Which means I can't sneak up on the exhibit tonight and break the mask out of his case. He'll sense me coming from my angle. Yeah, the last time that we interacted with Muscle Memory, he was like off duty, so I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated getting around him this time since he's actually, you know, working. If he's that fine-tuned, surely he'd have spotted your ill intent by this point. I'm in the middle of 100 tourists, but at night, when the building's empty? No, not gonna work. We need to rethink this. A silent smash and grab isn't happening. Oh no, with Muscle Memory there. I would push Penny towards a silent smash and grab, personally. I need the mental cover of a crowd. Wait, you mentioned an auction. The mask is being auctioned off? Yeah, at week's end. Likely going to some bored and wealthy individual. And it's bored and wealthy individual. And as a bored and wealthy individual, I'd know. That's it. That's the scheme. We are going to win that auction. Under the cover of a high society gathering, I can evade Muscle Memory's mental radar. Miss Larceny, I may be wealthy, but I'm not giving up 7 figures of petty cash for this endeavor. If I wanted to bid on it, I could have bid on it instead of contracting you to steal it. Oh, I'm still gonna steal it by stealing someone else's money to use as my auction war chest. We drain the wallet of another bidder to use for our own nefarious purposes. By the time they realize something's wrong, they've already gone. Leaving them to fight and bicker over who gets to keep the money. I like it. Turmoil and chaos. How do we proceed? The auction's a week away, and honestly, it'll take that long to do the legwork on this one. Gibson and I need to do research on the bidders to find targets, score some early leverage, and arrange the win. I'll take care of that on my end, and be in touch with you when it's auction time. Deal? I like how different this one is from the other heists. I mean, all of the heists pretty much are very unique from each other. Agreed. I look forward to it. Keep me informed on your progress. Overmistress out. Right, time to head home and hit the books. So we're not even like scoping things out at the scene. Days and days of research. Yep, this is absolutely the unglamorous part of the job. Doing homework. Other kids had to memorize multiplication tables or dates of famous battles in Europe. Me? Mom taught me how to investigate marks. When sizing up any mark, you're looking for pain points, things you can leverage to make a person act against their best interests. And in this case, figuring out which bidders in the upcoming auction would make the best marks. Sadly, that means poring over social media feeds, company press releases, even ghost-written autobiographies. Work, work, work. Gibson and I spent each day leading up to the auction, dividing the work between us. He researched targets while I worked on my cover story. Having Muscle Memory on site means I need to be so completely convincing in my fake identity that even I believe I'm someone else. I need something that mixes truth with lies, that covers the gaps in a way a psychic hero might be willing to overlook. Wow, there's some serious power players declared for this auction, and a few wild cards. I'm almost done compiling my dossier. How's your cover story coming along? Well, I've got options. Want to run down my candidates? Give me some input? I've got 3 ideas in mind. A lottery winner, a mysterious artist, or a self-help guru. Which of those would be more fun? Kinda complicated for a cover identity. Exactly, they're super weird, meaning any inconsistencies are explainable by refuge and audacity. For the lottery winner, I stumbled into money recently and want to buy the mask to improve my prestige with old money types. Any stray thoughts or inconsistencies can be explained away by imposter syndrome. It's like blasting his mind reading with anxiety. Because honestly, trying to dupe a high-level cape like this is nerve-wracking, so hey, not a lie. I see, but the artist persona? That's wholly unlike you. Hey, I have the soul of an artist. My chalkboard drawings are kick A. Remove the word kick from that sentence and you're basically right. Oh, you, Gibson. Artists can be snooty weirdos, and Muscle Memory is a pretty straightforward kind of guy who doesn't really get art. He may believe it. I'll spam his brain with random nonsense if he scans me. The high-minded pseudo-intellectualism befitting of an art auction attendee. And a self-help guru? Seriously? Hey, I can be all supportive and short. I've got all kinds of venerable wisdom up in this brain of mine. I just spout some ultra positivity and radiate good vibes, and it'll mask my ill intent if a psychic reads my mind. All three are dodgy, but you've got better instincts when it comes to grifting. I don't really play act as being other people. I thought you were a level 60 warlock main. That's a role-playing game. You roleplay all the time. Hey, I'm a gamer, not an actor. What I like to tell people, because I do theater, or at least I did a lot of theater, is I would like to think that I'm a decent actor, but I'm a terrible liar. For me, there's a difference between lying and acting. They essentially can be the same thing for certain people, but not for me. I choke, which is why I'm an awful liar. I'd say go with whatever you feel is the most confidence in, and I'll doctor up your backstory with matching digital evidence. Sheesh, Gib, way to be non-committal. How about you? Which of these three do you think we should run with? I think the self-help guru could be the most fun, and I'm hoping it's going to be one of the most humorous. Because I would love to just say random self-help. I would love if I could give random self-help advice that doesn't make any sense. That would be really great. Self-help guru, just rant a lot about energies and self-care and healing vibes and stuff. Yes, lottery winner stumbled from your way through high society, covers up any mistakes. Avant-garde artist. Nobody really understands modern art, so you can just say any old you want. This sounds funny too, but I'm gonna go with self-help guru. I want to help people actualize their optimal selves. Think you can slap together a website about that? Sure. I'll also fake some reviews for a self-help book. I'm sure I can get a simple AI to write the book for me too. Hey, maybe I can become a best-selling author for real. Ditch the life of crime and help people self-realize their dreams. Unlikely. I'm honestly more concerned about the bidders than your cover story. How about we review them next? Ooh, can I pull out the chalkboard and illustrate some glorious portraiture of these high society types? I'm not hanging your terrible artwork on the fridge. We'll just use my computer. Oh. Ooh, I've called the field of non-serious bidders, or ones that can't measure up to the heavy hitters. We're left with three. Sir Basler, a computing mogul and cryptocurrency maven. He's got cash to burn and loves speculative investments. Sir Basler? He's a knight? Honorary title, courtesy of the great leader of Strukov, in exchange for fixing his Wi-Fi. Figures. He's already talking the mask up online to his loyal followers, so he can increase its value and resell it later. Odds are he already has potential buyers lined up. Fighting him for the mask may be a challenge. I bet I can manipulate him easily enough. Self-centered egoists are surprisingly vulnerable to the right grifts. Be careful. By all accounts, he's pretty chill, but that kind of apathy can be worn like armor. Oh no. Oh no. Next we have... Is that a 10-year-old kid? Next we have Bonnie Fortuna, heiress of Fortuna Nutrichemical. And yes, she's 10, and by all accounts, a real brat. Thanks to a very liberal reading of the Citizens United legal decision which lets corporations be considered people, they're her parents. I'm sorry, she was adopted by a corporation? Only way they could keep full control of the company after her mom and dad died in a plane crash, yes. It'd be really cool to see how this... So I think I do recognize the first guy, maybe? Or maybe he's a guy that we have yet to meet. But Bonnie we definitely met. It would have been really cool. I'm curious to see how things would have played out if we, in this playthrough or a future playthrough, we did Bonnie's mission first and then did this, and we're like, oh wait, I know her. We just did stuff together. I stole something from her, or from her company. Only way they could keep full control of the company after her mom and dad died in a plane crash. Yes. I'd be careful around her. She's prone to outburst when she doesn't get what she wants. I have no idea why she wants that mask, but she recently posted, and I quote, I want it, give me the mask. I want a Loompa Loompa now. Okay, I'll have to figure out what's going directly, I suspect. Maybe we'll have a little bit of advantage because we know Bonnie's story from last time. And whatever you do, don't call her Baby. Baby Fortuna's her nickname in the press and she hates it. Okay, note to self, don't call her that. Baby. Yay, Clout! I love his pelvic thrusts. Yeah, Clout. And I think he's a ginger too. Lastly, we have, well, he's a weird one. He's a hero who goes by Clout, and he's mostly known for his online cape book streaming. Clout's on this a lot. Clout's in here just as much as Farsight, it feels like. I don't know why, but he's been seriously talking up buying the mask for himself online. Again, probably for the likes. Again, no idea why he wants it. Maybe he wants to resell it like Basler does. It's not clear. He's a wild card. How influential is this influencer? Does he have the money to hang with the likes of Basler and Baby? He's one of the more popular cape book superstars and owns a high-end sports car, so he's got some kind of pull. I take him seriously to be on the safe side. And don't forget, he's a cape. That's 2 capes you need to deal with tonight. It's not that great of a cape, though. 1 cover story, 3 major contenders to deal with, and 1 psychic hero who can bust you at any moment if he suspects you're up to something. It's dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. I like it. Okay, I've got a plan. Let's go report our findings and get this caper underway. Wow, we're not even like doing any like prep that's my decision yet. It's interesting. This game, this caper is very different from the other ones in that. And that's what we've dug up on the competition. I think we have every piece we need to proceed forward. Instead of smash and grab, I'm going to put my acting skills to the test, and we're going to do the mother of all grifts. Live and on the fly. Live and on the fly. The art of the steal. Planning the job. Okay. The way I see it, this is a simple 4-step process. 4 steps. First, I assume the persona of my cover story, purposely thinking like a self-help guru to fool muscle memory. Second, I swindle the money we need from one of the 3 competitors, knocking them out of the bidding. Gibson will handle the financial hack. One I size up from the targets and pick a vulnerable one to steal from. The sensible thing would be to take the money now, so they're no longer a threat at the auction. The kind of money we're talking about goes missing, it gets noticed. Raises alarms, puts people on alert. We have a short window to use it before that happens. Steal the funds, use them quickly, get out fast. Okay. Third step, distract another competitor away from the auction through deception and social engineering. Okay. This should winnow the competition down quite a bit if I can send someone packing entirely. And finally, 4th step, win the auction, bidding against the last competitor. Or you could eliminate them beforehand by some means, resulting in 0 competition for the item. I'm certainly not suggesting cold-blooded murder. My character would. Wouldn't it be better to dissuade all of them from participating? Again, raises too many suspicions. There has to be some competitive bidding or it's going to look weird. If I walk out of there with a mask and almost no serious counterbids, muscle memory may think something's up. The goal is to minimize risk without unrealistically canceling it out, and provide an entirely expected level of drama at the auction. Ooh, a curious plan. Risky and bold. Very fitting of you, Miss Larceny. Very well. Outwit and outlast the enemy in your efforts. I look forward to the results. You can count on me. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Is it time for the caper? And back to the museum. This time as a high society art bidder instead of a casual tourist. The heist. Alright. I didn't make any choices with the prep, so we'll see how this goes. It's largely empty tonight, with only the atrium open to the gathering crowd of wealthy elites ready to throw money at auctions. This is my time to shine, to really prove my chops when it comes to lying. To lie so effectively, the lie becomes my truth. Okay. Oh, I should explain something before we start heisting. See that crime? Yeah, I know. Self-help guru should wear cozier clothes. I kind of like your outfit, actually. But formal wear is more fitting tonight. I want the mask because... Okay, that's the one hole in my cover story, but I'm sure I can make something up about its mythic energy or some shirt. Yeah, I like that one. Oh, I'd be way too distracted. See, I feel like my biggest defense with muscle memory is just obsessing over him. Like, just having him be in the surface of my head to the point that it makes him so uncomfortable that he decides that he doesn't really want to read my mind anymore. A metal detector wand gets waved over me as I pass through security. Fortunately, the earpiece Gibson listens through doesn't show on scans. But idle brainwaves will, as muscle memory watches over the incoming bidders, stopping each one to chat briefly. He knows who's scheduled to be in attendance. Some of the cover story is already fixed in his brain, which should help. Okay, get in character. This is the art of the steal, the craft of the con, becoming someone so authentic that people will voluntarily walk into hell for you. Businessmen do it, politicians do it, hucksters do it, and cult leaders do it. And businessmen, politician, hucksters, cult leaders write books about it. Like all acts of deception, I can't claim it as a moral good, even if I'm deceiving horrible people for a good cause. This is clear evil, which is what I like in this playthrough. Pure evil. But it's the only way forward for someone like me, embracing trickery in the face of muscle memory's overwhelming power. I need to be someone other than myself tonight, right down to the core, deep enough to convince a psychic. Hey, Miss Hug and Kiss, right? You're that guru who wrote Yourself, Your Secret, Your Reality. Gibson worked overtime to get a fake entry on all the bestseller lists. That's me. Peace unto you, my dude. I like her hair change. I could totally go for some peace. This job stinks, just boring old rich guy after boring old rich guy. I read some of your book. When I saw your name on the guest list, I don't get much of it, but hey, whatever. I am a best-selling author. I am not an imposter. My books were not written by Markov chain AI programmed by a cat. Oh, wow, I can feel the stress energies from you, and it's most uncool. I feel a deep empathetic resonance with your disharmony. Huh? Yeah, you do feel stressed. I'm sensing worry in your thoughts. You echo my stress then? It's the curse of being an empath. But hey, it helps me understand people better. So, that's the upside, yeah? I hope you can self-actualize your peace tonight, despite all this. There are paths to enlightenment even in the most unfortunate circumstances. Really? And what would that be? What do you, in your infinite wisdom, think I should do to endure this boring BS? People watching. Really ponder what their hopes and dreams are. Make up stories to entertain yourself. Actually, that's a fun one. Finding the joy in labor and being productive member of society with the nobility of a hero. I don't know if that's really practical for him. Visualization exercise. Lead him to imagine where he most wants to be and stay in that moment. Oh, okay. Visualization exercises. Lead him to imagine where he most wants to be and stay in that moment. Which I think as a mentalist, that should be good. And that would probably, distract him, too. Visualization exercises. Lead him to imagine where he most wants to be and stay in that moment. Because, people watching, he can already read their minds. He can just read their minds and know what their hopes and dreams are. So I don't know if this would really, help him. Because he basically can just do it. But he has a code against infiltrating other people's privacy. I don't know. Let's do visualization exercise. That might make the most sense. Okay, so, go with me on this journey. We're going to center your energy so you can endure this stinky night. I don't have time won't take long at all. Just close your eyes a sec. You're where you most want to be right now. Your center of power, your position of strength. You're the apex of your own world. This is actually good stuff, Penny. Good for you. You're doing what you most want to be doing right now. Exercising your freedom. Enacting your will. Where are you? What are you doing? Driving a supercar down the highway at 200 miles an hour with a smoking hot supermodel in the passenger seat? Wow, even I can feel that image in my mind. I can see the road whipping past, long blonde hair just out of sight. Maybe asking a psychic to go into his happy place was a bad idea. It's making everyone around him wobbly. Fork, I'm projecting. Hang on, dampening it down. Okay, all fixed. It's cool, yo. Just hold the vibe of that image, if not the image itself. You feel me? I feel you. Okay, head on in, and thanks for the tip, hey? Nice! Now that's what I call a successful cover story. Convincing a psychic hero to let you in the door? That takes talent. With his attention off me, I can relax the intense mental focus to maintaining my cover story. So that's step number 1. But there's 5 crimer stars, so something's gonna go wrong. Fooling the non-psychic bidders should be easier. Should be easier. Keyword should. Let's not get cocky and underestimate them. Next part of the heist, deciding whom to swindle, whom to distract, and whom to compete against. Gotta swindle the money from one, drive away another with distraction, and leave the third to be my competition at auction time. Whom do I want to engage with first? I can decide on swindling, distracting, or competing after I size them up. Bonnie... I love Basler. I don't remember. I feel like maybe I have met Basler. Bonnie Fortuna is the one that I least want to interact with. So I almost feel like I can distract Bonnie. I feel like I can distract Bonnie and get rid of her because I don't really want to compete with Bonnie. I could take her money, but I think she's too smart. I think she's way too smart for me to, like, steal money from her. So, yeah, I think I'll distract Bonnie, and then that leaves Basler and Clout. Basler is filthy rich, so getting his money would for sure help me outbid Clout. And plus, I feel like going through... I really like Clout a lot. There's something so charming about him. I find him very endearing. Even though he's supposed to be annoying and frustrating, I find him endearing. And more entertaining even than Muscle Memory. So I kind of feel like the auction would be most fun bidding against Clout. Basler, I do want to, like, chat up with and get to know and get his money. And maybe because he's filthy rich, the amount of money that I take from him isn't going to be that noticeable, right? Like, he probably won't notice it as much. So, I don't want to take it from Bonnie because, I don't know, Bonnie just... I don't want to deal with Bonnie at all on any of this. So, like, distracting her and getting her out of the picture is my play. Sir Basler, filthy rich cryptocurrency tech bro. Sir Basler, disruptive tech market innovator. I know the type, flashy and splashy, powered by ego, but with a hard-work-nosed ethic, they see themselves as heroes of the post-industrial age. Plus, he almost looks like Gordon Ramsay. I feel like I remember him because I think I mentioned something about him looking like Gordon Ramsay before, I think. As I approach, trying to decide my conversation in road, he talks first, addressing me directly. So, you're bidding on the mask too, huh? That's hype. Yes, that's my intent. How did you know? I do my own research, always. I know all the bidders I'm going to be fighting against. All the bidders I'm going to be fighting against, inside and out. Dunno what some self-help book writer wants with a mask, but hey, at least I know I can beat your pocketbook. The mask is mine. There's markets that'll pay twice its value if you know where to look. Invest, flip, cash out, that's the way. Art's just a token of value in the end. It's meaningless and useless outside of the price tag. At least it's also non-fungible. Pretty hype. Hype indeed. So, that's all this auction represents to you, huh? An object you can resell? I think there'd be easier items to acquire for that. Well, yeah, like if you can get your hands on nuclear weapons and know whom you can resell them to and how, that's good money. Yeah, like Hate 4000. But high-end art pieces are the best middle ground between risky and boring. They have good return without a lot of hassle. This mask was owned by some commie who killed a bunch of Americans, right? I know a Midwest militia group that craves commie trophies. Something America, yada yada, white replacement theory, etc. Communism stinks and we must take their stuff. Usual nonsense. Dude, you'd sell to fascists? That's crossing some lines, don't you think? I mean, even costume masks want nothing to do with those sick forks. Most costume masks, a reminder that even if I sing praises of mask culture, we have our share of complete Bs. And any mask that whistles and looks the other way when a fellow mask works with super mashists is a super mashist themselves, I say. Meh, whatever. I don't care about their politics. Let them have their sad old hillbilly fixations. I just want their bank balance. I want your bank balance, sir. You're naive if you think this auction is about right and wrong, or even about history. It's about value. If you can't optimize the value of your assets, you aren't living out the American dream. Anyone can do it if they're smart enough. And if some left-wing socialist group was willing to pay more, I'd sell to them instead. I'd sell to anyone who's buying. It's perfectly legal to do what I want with my property, and anything that's legal is also a moral good. It's simple enough, yeah? Okay, no way in heck I'm letting this fork face win the mask. Not when he's going to do the polar opposite of my boss's plans for it.